What are the best and most affordable cities to move to in America if you are a young Asian family? We're here to analyze everyone's picks.
You know, I wanted to move my large Asian family to Irvine, but the cost of living is so high, so we need to look for alternatives. Andrew, this is going viral on Reddit, but Brian Shu just made a post about it too on Instagram. Let's run the clip.
I'm looking for a town with Asians, low cost. Costco, no snow. Asians, low cost. Costco, no snow. Asians, low cost. Costco, no snow. Looking for Asians, low cost. Costco, no snow. Asians, low cost. Costco, no snow.
Boom! So it looks like a lot of people are asking, where are good places that are Asian, Andrew, that aren't hyper expensive? Because as we know, man, take a look at the list, Andrew. It goes Honolulu, Daly City, Fremont, Sunnyvale, Irvine, Santa Clara, Garden Grove, Torrance, San Francisco, San Jose. Andrew, guess what? One thing about all those cities that are already established.
They're kind of expensive.
And you saw Brian Shu's video, Andrew. We want Asian low-cost Costco, not too much snow. So a lot of people were weighing in. By the way, in total volume, it goes New York, Los Angeles, San Jose, San Francisco, San Diego, all the way to Philadelphia, Chicago. But that's not by percentage ratio, Andrew. If we're taking a look at smaller communities, Andrew, you've got Milpitas at 71% Asian, Cupertino at 70% Asian, Monterey Park, 70%. Alhambra's on there too. But, Andrew, we got to talk about some cities that aren't on this list.
Oh, so we're going to go into everybody's picks. We did some fact checking. I looked online at statistica.com or whatever, or Maps Vista or zip codes Vista or whatever it was that told you about the Asian population. And I will tell you where these Asian pockets are. So we looked into news articles and I looked into graphs. So let's get into it, David.
But real quick, man, here's 5 things you got to remember, Andrew. Not everybody wants the same things, right? Some people are cool with a place that's 15% Asian, and some people want a place that's up in the 50% Asian zone, right? So Brian, it's true, Brian, for a stats guy, he didn't say how Asian is Asian.
Right. Maybe it's just a feeling at some point. If it's past 20% and it feels Asian, it's Asian.
Right. Different people have different thresholds. Number 2, people also can afford different things. The threshold of affordability is variable per person.
Right.
Point number 3, Andrew, sometimes people want to be close to their specific type of Asian.
Right. Yeah. No, listen, there are pockets that are lean a little bit more Chinese, more Vietnamese, more Filipino, more Korean. That is true. So you kind of get to, and also more blue collar, white collar, what you want to be around, bunch of engineer Asians, or you're cool with just small business Asian.
I'm a hustler. Geek Asians, street Asians, like you said, religious Asians, ratchet Asians, there's all different types. You could even want to be around your own political faction from whatever motherland. It's super granular.
There's more red Asian areas and blue Asian areas.
Right. I know, for example, Andrew, in Southern California, more of, I guess, the Taiwan independence Taiwanese lived in OC, whereas the more KMT Taiwanese lived in 626. So that could even get all segmented, like fragmented.
David, that is a minute detail that a lot of people didn't know about.
Point number 4, Andrew, oftentimes people want to be around Americanized non-Asian people, but just ones that they know will accept them.
Yeah, I don't have to live around Asians as long as everybody else is just real friendly to us and isn't looking at us like a target. Anybody know those places?
A lot of people were saying in the South, Andrew, that people think people are just racist towards Asians, but a lot of people were saying if you like hunting and fishing, sometimes Southern communities will just accept you because you're like them, but you just look different.
Yeah. Listen, from what I know about my friends in the South, like generally you can live in the South and be fine if you're Asian as long as you don't do things too differently than other people. If you still like all those Southern things, maybe you own a truck, you got a gun, and you like boom, 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 you can still be Asian, but you're just also one of us.
Yeah, there's different types of like assimilation too. Like it gets granular.
Hey, maybe you're just a different shade of a Southerner.
That's funny. You're just a yellow, good old boy like us. And all these choices that we're about to name, Andrew, they could be right for somebody. Maybe not you, the person who's watching. Send this to a brother, a mother, a cousin, because guess what? Different people like different situations.
Well, listen, David, we did some research for the people, but honestly, if you're looking about moving your family somewhere, you should do your own research. Also, another big factor is, do you have friends or family in these places already, that's going to matter too.
Right. And how are you into like running a clan of your fam?
Right.
Point number 1, Andrew, these were comments from people that we personally know. Lyrics, Yox, Rick said Alhambra. Somebody, Subtle Asian Baking said Renton.
David, this is funny because we've both lived in Alhambra and essentially Renton in our lives, Renton, Washington, by the way. And I would say I could see why people said this. Yeah. When I go back to Renton, it's pretty Asian.
Yeah.
It's getting there.
I'd still like them. I'll say this. If you want your kid, though, to, go to like an Ivy League school, probably not.
You mean probably not those cities?
Probably not. But,
Okay.
there's some cities nearby, Renton and Alhambra, where kids do.
Between those
San
two-
Marino and Bellevue or something.
Between those two cities, though, I would say Alhambra is obviously more Asian and it's more Chinese leaning, and Renton is overall less Asian but more Southeast Asian leaning.
Right. Fresno and Santa Ana. This is Fresno is in Central California. I believe the Santa Ana is in the OC. So, yeah.
Yeah, I would say anywhere in Southern California, if you can afford it, great. Go there if you're Asian. Fresno and Central California, if you look at this graph, there's not a lot of Asians there. So just density-wise, so
Those are Asian hoods.
Yeah.
If you want your kid to join an Asian gang, there's that possibility there. I'm just kidding. guys.
Number
You know
3,
what I mean.
David, someone said Seattle. Now, we are from the Seattle area, like we said, but let me tell you this, David. You don't have to live in the city of Seattle. The city of Seattle is very expensive, and it's boring.
Somebody said it's not low cost, and doesn't it snow there? So doesn't it violate 2 of Brian's little conditions?
Yeah, the snow is not that bad, but ultimately you don't have to live in Seattle proper. Just live 20, 30 minutes outside of Seattle, and you still get some Seattle vibes.
Ooh, you know what I noticed, Andrew? Nowadays, I'm not advocating this. I have no liability for saying this. A lot of autopilot car features allow people to live a little 15, 20 minutes further because the car can do some of the driving for you.
Sure.
That's what I believe.
All right, number 4, another choice. Someone said Virginia or Maryland. Let's talk about this, David, because I brought up these charts, and we, living in New York, a lot of Asians from Virginia, specifically Nova, a.k.a. North Virginia. And you can see in this...
Nova and hence Villanova.
Yeah, and you can look at this graph right here. North Virginia, right next to Maryland, is where all the Asians live. And then if you look at this Maryland map, this is where all the Asians live in Maryland. So really, those areas of Maryland and the Virginia Asians are just living close to each other. So it's like this big strip of Asians that connect between Maryland and Virginia.
I would say that there's way more Asians there than anybody else not from there would ever imagine.
Yes.
So I don't know. You guys tell me. Did you like growing up in Virginia and Maryland? I know there's a ton, actually.
The schools are getting good there, but I do think there is quite a bit of snow.
And I do think it's a little pricey.
I'm sure in certain areas.
I'm going to go ahead and give that a sleeper pick because a lot of people don't know about that one. A lot of West Coast Asians. Somebody said Texas, man. We're talking about Carrollton, Texas, Plano, Frisco, Sugar Land. Quit sleeping on the South Coast, man.
All right, let's
Quit sleeping on us.
Let's look at this graph of Texas. Yes, I mean pretty much those are the areas: Houston, Austin. What's that one up there?
Hey, there's a huge one for Shreveport. I don't even know where that is.
Listen, guys, I don't know all these parts, but Dallas. North Texas. Yeah, that's Dallas.
Come on, you got the Mavs, you got the Rockets, you got all types of stuff going on there.
Yeah, you got Texas Instruments. You got Mark Cuban in Tech over there.
Hey, I'm gonna go ahead and say Texas. Another good pick.
No, Texas
solid,
Texas
bro.
is solid. Texas is solid. All right, David, number 6. What did someone say?
Shenzhen, China. Which is the Silicon Valley of China, at least for gadget manufacturing. Obviously, the other Silicon Valley is, I guess, Hangzhou. But yeah, I mean, it's just funny.
Dude, yeah, obviously it's in Asia. Anyways, point number 7. Edison, New Jersey, David.
Ooh, super Asian. Bro. Yeah, no idea. Edison is a little bit more South Asian, though. Mixed there, Taiwanese.
No, I think there is a lot of South Asians. There's a lot of Indians, but there's a lot of other Asians as well. So look. Look at these 2020 racial statistics of Jersey City. Asian, boom, 28%. Edison, 54%. Woodbridge, 26%. This is in 2020, David. Guess what? It probably only got more Asian since then. So
North Jersey, too, but North Jersey is out of the question. Super expensive.
Oh, Bergen County, you mean?
Yeah.
Bergen County, obviously lots of Koreans. Can get kind of pricey, though, up there.
Right.
Obviously, it's nearby New York as well.
Let's get more sleeper picks, man. The sleeper picks are fun to explore, Andrew. OKC, Oklahoma.
Bro, I was like, hold up. Let me fact check this comment, man. How are there Asians in OKC? There's a growing Asian population in Oklahoma City.
I think it's mostly Viet.
Yeah, probably Viet and Viet Chinese. They also have their own Asian community has their own chamber of commerce. So that means there's enough Asian businesses there that they have a chamber of commerce, meaning that they all work together. So I'm saying, I guess, I don't know if OKC is lit for a young Asian guy, but if you are a small business owner, we have a friend whose fiance owns nail salons in OKC.
Yeah.
So actually, now that I think about it,
hey,
it's a sleeper pick.
Bing. I'm going to give this one another sleeper pick.
Wow.
See,
don't sleep on OKC.
Yeah, there's some good stuff in this comment section. And of course, more people. Houston, Texas, man. The people said people have no idea how Asian Houston is.
Houston's pretty Asian. I visited before. I mean, we can confirm it's Asian and it's lit too. So not only if you have an Asian family, but if you're also a young Asian and, you know, if you're with the Texas culture.
And then you got to do the horns.
What?
The hook 'em.
Oh,
yeah. If you go to UAT, which is where most of the Asians go. Oh, Andrew, another sleeper pick coming in number 10, Andrew. Duluth, Georgia.
All right. Duluth, particularly, I feel like there's more Koreans in Duluth. That's the primary, but a lot of Koreans and Viets. So from what I understand, the Asian populations in Georgia are, I think, led by Vietnamese and Koreans. Those are the two main types that are like kind of dominate the narrative there. So Duluth might be more Korean. I'm sure there's Viet areas too. But guys, there are so many Asians in Georgia that I heard that there are Viet rappers that are like fob Viet rappers rapping in Vietnam, that they're throwing concerts in Atlanta because in Atlanta, everybody loves rap so much. So they're celebrating trap Viet rappers in Vietnamese.
You mean the Chung Ma Lung Ma?
Kind of like that.
He could go tour in Atlanta.
I mean, he could do a
like
show.
Duluth.
He can do a show in Georgia and Atlanta. That's what I'm saying.
That is insane. Next up, Andrew, we got one coming out of nowhere. Someone said Montgomery, Alabama, because they got a Costco and a Korean community, but also some sprinklings of other Asians.
Dang, I did not expect that one.
All right,
I'm not going to tell you to move to Alabama, but once you got a Costco, means something.
No. Yeah, you're right. Somebody said Auburn as well. Basically, I looked into it. The population ratios are jumping really high, but it's also because they were at like 2 to 4%.
Right.
But a 2 to 4% spike is theoretically a lot. It's 100%.
Right. Listen, if there was only 100 Asians and then now there's 500 Asians, that's a 500% increase. That's an insane increase, although still 500 Asians is not that much, but just way more than there was.
But doesn't it also mean that original 100 got way more homies? They have way more.
Hey, shout out to that original 100 because they must have done their thing, built up some businesses that attracted other Asians to go.
They laid the foundation. They were the pioneers. Number 12,
Andrew. Have you guys ever watched Minari?
Someone said Sacramento as well as Davis, where UC Davis is located.
Yeah.
Yo, these right now are booming. You know why? Most people, Andrew, even if they have a good job, are priced out of home ownership in the Bay Area.
Yeah, no, the immediate Bay Area. Sacramento, Sacktown counts as Bay Extended.
It is Bay Area. It's the Bay.
It's the Bay Area. So, but it's like, outer Bay. So it's like.
It's not the first thing that comes to your mind when you think about the Bay.
It's not the center of the Bay, but it is.
I don't know if they even have a actual contact with the Ocean Bay. It's part of the Bay.
It's part of the Bay Area.
I actually think, Andrew, if you made me raise an up-and-coming large Asian family, I'm looking at Sacktown.
Sacktown, you're going back to Cali. All right, guys, someone said Florida. What did they say about Florida? They said Florida, Tampa, St. Peters. As you can see, I'm bringing up this map of Florida right here. And yeah, you can see in St. Petersburg, next to Tampa, there are Asian pockets. Also, Orlando's not that far. I just visited Orlando. There is some Asians there.
Yeah, I've met some Asians from Orlando.
Yeah. There are some Asians in Florida, but not as much as you'd think.
Usually not in Miami. They're usually in like Tallahassee and like some, I don't know, just not Miami.
Right.
Somebody said Vegas. Oh, what do you think about the Florida play, by the way? Because Florida gets a lot of internet meme shade, for being this like wacko place.
Yeah, no, it is Florida.
It is wacky.
Florida's definitely wacky.
We went to Tallahassee. Let me tell you that.
But Orlando, when I went, felt a little bit more normal. And then Tampa Bay, I guess the Asian population is growing. Guys,
they got those conch fritters.
I just think I think the Asian population is growing everywhere.
Right. Well, some people are going to the more Asian areas. Other people are making the Asian population grow in super non-Asian areas. Vegas, Andrew, there's so much. How many people do we know have moved to Vegas in the past 5 years?
I know a lot of people who moved to Vegas, families and single dudes. Vegas, yeah. No, I mean, especially look at this heat map. It's like all Reno, Carson. Is that Carson, Vegas, Nevada? And then there's obviously Vegas
Don't
area.
tell me they're all moving there to work the casino tables.
I don't know. Maybe. I mean, are they all? Yeah. I know Henderson is a big place that a lot of Asians are moving. Basically, Vegas does have a growing Asian population. I would totally say it's solid out there, and there's lots to do.
Right. Number 14, Andrew, Taipei. Somebody said, yo, Taipei has 5 Costcos.
That's
you
crazy.
like Costcos? Come to Taipei,
That's
Taiwan.
insane. Number 15, someone said North Carolina. Check the Costco locations. All right, so since Costco is a requirement, you got over half of North Carolina's 300,000 Asian residents live in Wake, Mecklenburg, or Guilford. So these are where the Asians live in North Carolina. Tell me if you guys are from there.
What's more important, 99 Ranches, H Marts, or Costco's?
Depends on what Asian you are, because all those are signs that there is an Asian population in town.
Boba shops, too.
Boba shops, yeah.
Man, boba shops is a crazy sign. Or bamboos, if you're looking for the Viet population.
Last, you got Burnaby, BC, Canada. This is a sleeper one because obviously outside of Vancouver, Toronto, Markham, the obvious picks, but Burnaby, BC, Canada.
I think Calgary is a sleeper pick, too, but actually, I think it snows like OD there.
Right. Burnaby.
Yeah.
Where's Burnaby? Did we look that up on a map?
Man, I'm not going to lie. I have no idea.
Let me look it up. All right, go. Here we are. Burnaby is...
You have a horrified look on your face.
It's by the Richmond, Vancouver, Surrey
okay.
area.
It's just, you know what it is? A lot of these places, not all of them, are kind of like extended satellite suburbs of larger metropolitan
Yes,
areas.
I get it. Listen, so overall, I think the overall take is like this. Listen, you don't have to live smack dab in that city. You don't have to live in the city proper. You don't have to live in Los Angeles proper. You don't have to live in New York City proper. You don't have to live in SF, San Francisco proper. None of those do you have to live in the city. You can live 30, 20 minutes out and live a great life with your family, and that's cool. Obviously, the city life, if you can afford it, it's great for single people. It's fun, whatever. So
I think that everybody should take a look at this video, send it to people that you know. I think it just like varies, man. You got, I think, like you said, all around, you have all these different options. I think the most important thing is like, do you want like 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, all the way up to 70% Asian? I think that that's the biggest differentiator. And then also like, do you like the public systems, or are you planning on like funneling a bunch of money into like private school systems? I would imagine that's like a pretty big differentiator.
Yeah, I mean, listen, guys, if you're, for example, the easy ones are like if you want to move around more Chinese people, check out where the boba shops are opening, particularly the Chinese markets, maybe a 99 Ranch and Costco's, right? And then also for Koreans, H Marts is the obvious one. Look out for H Mart locations and also authentic Korean restaurants, because I think Koreans eat other authentic restaurants. Not all Korean barbecues cater to Koreans, but I'm saying authentic Korean restaurants do.
Was there anything you were surprised to not see on this list? I would say Boston, Dorchester. You know what I mean? Like the Asian part of Boston.
There's a southern part of Boston that is more Asian.
But it snows. It's cold.
Yeah, it snows and cold. God, there's actually a lot more places that...
Ooh, I got one pick that didn't show up on here that doesn't snow. Tempe, Arizona.
Wow. Arizona.
Ultimately, Andrew, where are you going with, given Brian Shu's requirements? Because a lot of people are asking this question right now. You going with Texas? You going with OKC? You going with Arizona? Where are you going? Are you going back to Alhamian?
I'd say go where you might have a few friends there already. I think that a few friends who are in the same stage of life. I think if you're a young family, you need to have other support and live around some other friends who are also families that you kind of like.
Right, because it takes a village to raise a child.
Yeah, and because there are a lot of cities you can move to that have nice little Asian populations. You can get a little bit of different types of Asian food. You got your pho restaurant, you got your Chinese spot, you got your Korean spot, Now, the abundance of it, it's up to you, right?
Are you cool with just one boba shop, one market, or do you need 50?
Right. So anyways, guys, let us know if there's any cities on this list that we did not mention that are great for Asian families. Explain why What do they got that you guys like there? Is
Make your case.
Is there a bunch of boba shops? Is it a bunch of pho shops? Is it a bunch of after-school Kumans? Is it a bunch of H-Marts, 99 Ranches? You let me know. Is it a bunch of seafood cities, like for the Filipino, population? What is it about that city that makes it so appealing for your Asian family?
And by the way, guys, I'm sure everybody would pick Irvine or Roland Heights or something like that if they could, but like, they didn't hit the requirements for low cost, okay?
Right. So anyways, guys, let us know what you think in the comments down below. And until next time, we out. Peace.